I hope this video finds you well. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just ready to get started. So why don't we get connected while we're doing some core work? You're just going to lie right up down on your back, pull your knees into your chest, and start to give yourself a big hug. I want to work on the rounding of the spinal column a little bit. So this block is, I'd like for those of you who have a tendency where your chin is higher than your nose, to place a block underneath your head so that the chin is down a little bit and your spine is more even. Then you can pull your knees into your chest. Now to get a better grip, tuck your chin in and then grab hands and elbows. See if you can keep those thighs and then descend the head back down to the ground. Catch your breath, just sort of connect with the rounding sensations of the spine. You could pull your belly button in and up as well. And feel the thighs as they press up against your chest. And how that influences the inhales and the exhales. And while you're here, give yourself a nice pat on the back for showing up. And we'll layer on from here. Just going to grab the outside blades of your feet, widen your sit bones, happy baby. Have the knee go out more and the foot come in a little bit so that you're not in the knee joint, but you're actually in the hip flexor. And this will help with the corkscrews we're going to do today. So you just want to elongate the spine, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Make sure your traps aren't working hard. And we're going to layer on with a bridge pose. So you'll place your feet on the floor. Walk your hands in as close to your heels as possible. And then lift up the chest and the hips at the same time. So think about collarbone is going towards the chin. So the direction is going to be towards the chin versus up towards the sky. That's the sensation I want you to connect with. Is to feel that sensation. This is going to help start to redirect the mind about where some things are supposed to be felt within the physical body. And then use your arm strength to help you elevate the upper chest. And breathing in through the nose and out. One more breath here. Lift, 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 lift. Use the heels of your feet to push you towards the chin. And we'll release. Grab that prop. So you should have a block, a bottled water, a pillow, one of your children. We're going to take the legs up towards the sky. So as your legs come up towards the sky, what I'd like you to do is sort of just connect with the sensations of moving your legs back and forth. Now that's the action that we're going to take. Now see if you can lift your chin, place it towards the chest. Lift your scapulas up off the ground. Now take that prop and slide it between your thighs. So it's just going to go over each of the legs as you go from side to side. Now the whole idea is that your feet are internally rotating, meaning your thigh bones, your calves. We're not externally rotating, but internally rotating. And this makes sure that all this work is going into the core and not into the hips. So we're just going to do this a few times. You're just going to keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting. You got it for 3. Lift your chest up a little bit higher for 2. And 1. Now while the chest is lifted and your legs are up towards the sky, you take the block, place it between your feet. Now rest your head down to the ground. Take your hands, place them on the mat. We're going to elevate the pelvic bowl. Now it's not really hip ups as much as it is I want you to do a C curve. So take your feet closer towards your head and then lift your hips up and lower down. Lift your hips up. See how high you can get those feet over the head. Maybe you come all the way into plow pose. Maybe you just start to connect with what it feels like to knit the ribs in. Feel the pelvic bowl lift and fall towards the floor. But more importantly, we're warming up your spine. So make sure you're breathing for 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring your legs back to center. Now, once again, you're going to lift your chest up and reach for the block. Now, don't bring your feet to your hands. You bring your hands to your feet. Oh, reach, reach, reach. Place the block between your hands. Lower everything down, and then lift it back up. And again, lift up until the block goes into the feet. Lower the feet down to the ground. Inhale, lift up again. Place the block between your hands. Lower your arms and legs. A few more times. What direction do you want to go in? You're doing great. One more time. Belly button is in and up. And let's release. Grab that block, place it between your hands. Lower your head back down to the ground, pull your knees into your chest. Now, I'd like you to take your hands to your thighs. And again, remember that rocking sensation we were talking about? So now start rocking until your feet come to the top of your mat and you roll back. And again, this is all about massaging the back. So this morning I taught a class online and everybody's lower backs are really tight. So sometimes we do things that are counterintuitive to helping us soften. So think about rounding your spine and really massaging that part out. It will also help you with your transition coming onto your feet. And we'll hang in a forward fold. Now interlace your fingers behind your head. Squeeze your elbows in around your ears. And we'll roll up one vertebra at a time. Our arms will come up, find the front body stretch. And then exhale, we'll fold. Bring the hands down to the mat, lengthen your spine. The right leg will come back. The left leg will meet it, high plank. Exhale into low plank. Inhale into up dog. Leave your knees down on the ground and just get that front body stretch. If that's too much, put a little bend in your elbows. And we'll make the transition into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky. The right leg's going to come through to the top, warrior 1. Adjust the back foot to a 45-degree angle, then sweep your arms up nice and high. Once your arms are up, see if you can get your hips closer towards the floor. In the warrior 2, open up through the hip flexors. Now the gaze is supposed to be over the middle toe. So lean forward over the right foot and then find a peaceful warrior where the left arm is going to go down. Today I want you to look towards the ceiling. But if you're looking up, can you still bend into your front leg? Side angle stretch. The right hand's going to come to the inside of the foot. The left arm's going to come up towards the sky. And again, how we're always talking about, see if you can bring your hips more to the midline so you get a bigger front body stretch. Now the left arm is going to come up over the head. The left hand comes down to the mat. Walk yourself all the way over to Skandasana. Once you're in Skandasana, I want you to be on the ball of your left foot. Push the heel of the right foot into the mat and find that rotation through the thigh bone. Work on starting to find your balance, where maybe your hands come to prayer and you just hold that. If balance is something you're still working through, leave your fingertips down on the mat, because I want you to be able to get the stretch at the same time. You'll walk your fingertips towards the middle of the mat. They're going to flank the right shin and lengthen your spine. Now the left leg's still turned out while you're looking towards the big toe of your right foot. Now the transition for this pose is leave both hands down on the mat. Spider fingers are really key here. Start to lift yourself up off of the back heel so that you can come forward into your lunge position, just sort of like we started. Use the ball of your left foot so you can come into standing splits. Inhale that left leg up towards the sky. Now, if you're really tight, grab your block, use it for balance. You're going to lengthen your spine and try to bring your chest as close to the thighs as possible. As you get ready for the next transition, spider fingers out in front of you, plenty of space between you and your foot. Pull your left heel in. Take that left knee all the way over towards the right side of the room. Start to lower onto the ball of your right foot. Place the left foot down on the ground. Lift your left hand up, place it on your hip, and hold. Now you're squeezing your leg as hard as you can, like a vice grip. On the next breath, the left hand comes down. Inhale that right leg up. Take your right hand behind you, see if you can get it closer to the back of your mat instead of the top of the mat, getting bigger stretches here. The right hand comes back down, pull the left heel in. Again, rotate that knee over towards the right side of the room. Lower yourself all the way down. This time you're going to lift up the right hand and hold. Keep working on squeezing your inner thighs together. One more time, the right hand comes down. Inhale, take that left leg all the way up towards the sky. The last time, the knee goes behind the knee. Lower that foot down to the ground. Now take both hands up. So maybe you hold on to the block. Maybe you can take both hands and place them on your hips. You've got 5 breaths. Keep squeezing everything as much as you can. The hands come back down to the mat. Inhale the left leg back up towards the sky. Half moon. Stack that left hip. Feel the rotation of the left hip flexor as the left arm comes up towards the sky. Add the Chapasana. Pull the left heel in. Reach for that foot. So today, all I want you to do is keep the heel towards the glute and work on drawing your knee back towards the back of the mat and finding your center. Extend that left leg back. Lift that left arm up. Bend into the right leg. Coming back into Warrior Two. Now that leg should be burning. That's the intention anyway. Straighten the front leg. Now lean over towards the right. Right hand down, left arm up. Slowly lower the right hand closer and closer towards the floor. The left arm is going to come up. Here's the transition. Bring the left hand down to the mat. And then again, walk your fingertips to the middle of the mat for a wide-legged straddle. Grab the outside blades of your feet. Pull yourself towards the floor. Place the top of your head on the mat. Tripod headstand. Come up onto your tippy toes. Elevate the legs up towards the sky. Bring your thighs together. Now bend your knees so you can go into eagle legs. The right leg goes behind, up and in front, and then around until the toes are behind the calf. Unwind into a wide-legged straddle. Lower the feet to the floor. down dog arms. Walk your hands back in. Pivot your toes towards the left side of the mat and have the right foot meet the left foot, forward fold. Lengthen. Fold. Roll it up. Find the back bend. Exhale, fold. Hands come down to the mat. Lengthen your spine. Let's bring the left leg back. The right leg will meet at high plank. Exhale into low. Inhale into up dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Good side number 2. So feel the space you've already created and how much more present you already are. Inhale, lifting the left leg up towards the sky. Warrior 1. Bring that left foot through to the top of the mat, arms up. And as we get grounded in our feet, have the hands reach towards the ceiling. Coming into Warrior 2. Just like we talked about, we're going to reach that left arm all the way forward, peaceful warrior. The left arm is going to come down, up toward, over the head where the right arm reaches towards the floor. Look up, but bend deeper into the left leg. Side angle stretch. The left hand comes down to the mat. The right arm comes up. And again, work on pushing those hips to the middle of the mat as the right arm reaches all the way up towards the sky. Now, when you're making a transition, try not to cheat yourself. So that right arm's going to reach up, but your hips are going to drop deeper towards the floor. You'll bring the right hand down to the mat. Feel that rotation through the hip flexors. As you come into Skandasana, come onto the ball of the right foot. Relax your hands down. Or again, find the balance in the pose. The choice is yours. You really want to be in this place between effort and ease. It's a stretch. That's our intention today. Tomorrow I might say something different. But I want you to find that external rotation of the right thigh bone. Feel how that left leg is open as well. And you'll walk your fingertips back to the middle. And I really like spider fingers, but some of you may need blocks, because spider fingers actually makes the torso a little bit longer. Now remember how this leg is still turned out, right leg being turned out. We're thinking we're going to start moving forward. So you want to elevate off that leg. Feel that lifting and the lowering of the right leg. Use your arms to support that action. Then we move forward. Here we are again in that low lunge position. Standing splits, the right leg comes up towards the sky. Walk your hands out a little bit to create some space. Then start to walk them in towards you again. On your inhale, lengthen your spine. Pull the right heel in. Rotate the knee over towards the left side of the room. Lower your torso down. So you're going to rest on that right shin. Place your right hand on your hip. You can use a block or spider fingers. But whatever's in contact with the mat, it's resisting. It's keeping you lifted. The right hand comes down. The right leg goes up. See if you can get your chest and thighs closer together. And then again, pull the right heel in. Rotate the right knee over towards the left side of the room. Coming up onto the ball of the left foot as you lower yourself down. This time the left hand comes up. Strong arms, supporting your weight. The left hand comes down. Inhale, bring the right leg back up towards the sky. Now, as you bring your chest closer towards the thighs, try to bring the weight back towards the ball of the foot versus the heel of the foot. It's a little counterintuitive. And then again, that right heel is going to come in, rotate it, lower the right foot down to the ground. Maybe both hands come in a little bit closer this time, or you lift both hands up. But it's such a good stretch. Work on gripping and lifting. Lifting, so good. Right leg is going to back out of the pose. As it reaches up towards the sky, I want you to flex that right foot and start to stack the right hip over the left so you can come into half moon. As that right arm comes up, start to reach back with the right hand and pull that heel in. Now, grabbing the heel is not an option. This is what I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on drawing that right knee away from your front body and towards your back body. So even if you're not grabbing the foot, everybody can do this. You're trying to get that right heel towards the middle of the mat or the back of the mat. Extend your right leg out. Start to bend into that left leg. The more I bend into the left leg, the harder my right leg works. You come back into warrior two. Again, hopefully feeling the burn. Straighten your front leg. Lean over the left leg, left hand down, right arm up. Now transitioning, that right arm is going to go over the head and you're going to sink deeper into that left leg. The right hand comes down to the mat. Once again, wide-legged straddle. So grab the outside blades of your feet. If you like to invert, place the top of your head on the mat, tripod headstand. Start by lifting your toes up. Then take your legs up towards the sky. Bend your knees, keep them supple. The left leg is going to go over the right. You're going to cross until your shins touch. Then maybe you take the toes behind the calves. Either way, you're going to roll the shoulders back away from your ears. Press away from the floor with your arms. Pull the belly button in and stretch your legs up towards the sky. As you begin to unwind, soften the knees back to a wide-legged straddle. Gently lower your feet back down to the ground, where again you'll come into down dog arms, extending them all the way out in front of you. Getting ready to go into frog pose. Just bring all the weight forward into your hands. Lower the knees down to the ground. Now toe heel your knees away from you a little bit more. And then you can place your forearms down onto the ground. We worked plenty of our inner thighs today with the corkscrews. So now we want to get the stretch. So lean your hips back a little bit more. Now, if this feels pretty comfortable for you, then I want you to thread it, which means that the right arm will thread underneath the left arm. You'll place your right ear on the mat. You'll back it out. The right forearm will come down. Same intention. Now the left arm threads underneath the right. The left ear goes to the mat. backing it out. If you want to do puppy arms, that is an option as well, where you will take your forearms and lower the heart towards the floor. And we'll start to walk our arms back in towards our feet. Bring your feet in a little bit so you can bring your knees in. Cross your ankles, and we'll take a seat. As you take a seat, Baddha Konasana, just bring the balls of your feet together. Move the fleshy part of your bum. And again, remember the handy blocks as far as they will elevate the pelvic bowl if your knees are too high. So if your knees look like this, then sit on this block, okay? You'll walk your hands out in front of you. We're just gonna sink a little bit more. Now focusing on the rounding of the back body versus the arching of it. On the next breath, bring your hands in and take your hands to your knees. And we're going to go into deer pose. So in deer pose, just rock your knees over towards the left side of the room. And then take your right heel, place it in front of the right knee, place it in front of the left foot or behind it. And then walk your hands behind you for a twist. And you'll drop your elbows down to the ground. And then again, we'll press our hands into the mat. Bring our arms forward. We're just going to helicopter your knees in the opposite direction. So again, deer pose, where there is this heel-knee connection. Then walk your hands behind you. Just want to do a spine twist here. And focus on dropping the left shoulder towards the floor as we're winding down. And once again, we'll press both hands back into the mat. And we'll unwind. We're coming into final Savasana. Roll onto your back. Let your feet fall open and your arms come out to your side. And take a big breath in. Just sigh it out. See if you can relax the shoulders away from your ears a little bit and make your legs a little bit wider. Let's just take our right hand and place it on our heart and our left hand on our belly. Grateful for this new day, its beauty and its light, and a chance to begin again. May we all be freed from yesterday's limitations. Today may we be reborn. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. From my heart to yours, namaste.